Right, the moment of truth. Let's see. Ho ho! Hey Peloton people, welcome back to another video. As most of you know, a couple months ago, Peloton released the new Bike Plus. This is not the Bike Plus, this is my original Peloton. And with the Bike Plus came quite a few new features, including a feature that a lot of people have been asking for years now, and that's the ability to rotate the screen on the Peloton bike. Personally, I'm not in any position to upgrade to the Bike Plus. It's just not financially feasible for me right now. So when I heard about this cool device that takes your regular Peloton and gives it a swivel screen, I was intrigued, right? So I actually bought the product. It's called the Pivot and it's from Top Form Design. I'm in no way sponsored by Top Form. I bought this with my own money and this is completely unbiased review. And yeah, I'll kind of use it for a little bit and give you guys my thoughts on whether I think this is worth it. So this is the Pivot and it's from Top Form Design. It is $60 and basically it converts your regular Peloton screen into a swivel screen. Gives you 360-degree rotation. And it says you can install it without making any modifications to your bike. So, you know, technically you could just take it off and return it back to its original state. So today we are going to try to install this. I don't know if I will need help installing this, but I am going to try and do it myself. And I'm also going to test it out for a few days and I'll give you guys my thoughts on whether this is worthwhile investment. Ta-da! Right, the moment of truth. Let's see. Ho ho! Wow. Ta-da! Let me back you up. Just like that. It seems like it's a little crooked. Well, maybe not. I do need to tighten it a little bit because it's not quite holding the weight up perfectly. Ta-da! Not bad for a girl with no talent. Yeah, so now that's all installed, I am gonna go ahead and use it for a few days. I'm not just gonna, say it was great. So I'm gonna use it, try it out, maybe capture some clips for you guys, and then I'll give my final thoughts on the Pivot. It's been about a week using the Pivot and overall I'm really pleased with it. It makes it really easy to go from the bike right into a floor workout like strength training, and you don't have to stop and pull it up on your phone or cast to a TV. Because you can tilt it up and down, it makes it easy to do stuff on the floor, but you can also have it looking straight ahead if you're standing up. I will say that I did need my boyfriend's help to kind of get the screen back into place. You really do need two sets of hands, one person to hold it in place and the other person to tighten the screws, because if you're trying to do it both yourself, the force of you tightening the screws actually kind of like tilts it back. So just keep in mind you might need someone to help you tighten it to get it in the right angle. When I first installed this, it was immediately noticeable that the screen is actually a little bit higher than what it usually is. And it did take me a couple days to get used to it when I was riding on the bike. Instead of, looking here, you have to start looking here. Is it the end of the world? No, but there is a couple day adjustment period, so just be prepared for that. Now, there are a couple things about the pivot that I noticed that are just worth mentioning. I'm not saying it's a bad product, but these are just things to keep in mind. First of all, if you only rotate the screen 90 degrees, so it's kind of facing sideways like this, it is crooked. I couldn't figure out why, but my boyfriend explained that since it's only rotating on one axis, you're not going to be able to get it perfectly straight. It did bother me a little bit, but it's not something that should keep you from buying this product. I also noticed that the screen seemed a little wobbly after I installed the pivot. So I went through and I made sure all the connections were tightened, all those handles, and it helped a little bit, but it still does seem to wobble a little bit more than it used to. Again, not a huge deal, but just something I noticed. One other thing to note is that when you're installing the pivot, they tell you to use the Velcro to attach this cord back onto the frame of the bike, but you're actually not able to do that because it restricts the movement of the screen. When you turn the screen, this needs to be loose in order for it to turn properly, and so you're not actually able to put that Velcroed back. It's too short. Again, it's not a big deal. It's just something that you should know. The other thing I wanted to mention is that installing the pivot or any other type of device that modifies your bike does technically void your Peloton warranty. Now, my bike is past the warranty period. I didn't get the extended warranty, so it's not really a concern for me. But if you have a brand new bike and you install this, just keep in mind that, if for whatever reason, for instance, the screen breaks, Peloton is probably not going to honor the warranty. On the other hand, if you have a problem with your pedals, you could just take it off and pretend like it was never there. So it's not a huge deal, but just keep in mind that it does void your warranty to make modifications to the bike. Overall, I think the pivot is a great little device. It really kind of solves a common problem that a lot of people have. It makes it a lot easier to take full advantage of all the classes that Peloton has to offer. And obviously, it's a lot cheaper than upgrading to the Bike Plus. So those are my thoughts on the pivot. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any other Peloton content that you'd like to see, please leave it down in the comments. And otherwise, I'll see you next time.